Are you ready to learn? Because my super experienced guests are ready to share some really valuable information. Make sure and listen all the way to the end to get help and support. So let's start with the best audio experience.
We can't ignore the topic about AI. Almost all podcasts related to this topic. It doesn't matter what kind of content or marketing we use, SEO, digital marketing, writing. So it's important to consider AI because it can help to save time and even money. So I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Ekta Swarnkar. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you tell for our audience how to pronounce the right way your second name because I'm Ukrainian?
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so my name is Ekta Swarnkar.
Okay, Ekta, before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, and why you pay so much attention to writing.
Okay, so I am Ekta Swarnkar. I offer my SEO writing services to business and SaaS and marketing companies. I have been doing this for around 1.5 years, and I started writing because I was extremely interested in reading. So that's how I started reading books and then writing reviews, and then that's how I learned about blogging and stuff. So my first blog, it was a book blog that got me started into blogging, and from there I started learning about SEO, and that's how I got into writing.
Nice, nice. Love it, love it. Okay, my first question about writing something new. The main problem that I see with AI is that ChatGPT or any other similar tools are the best rewriting tools. Rewriting, nothing new, nothing special, just rewriting. Okay, grammar is good, looks good. You can ask about any format, friendly, official. It depends. So, but in the end, it's only a rewriting tool. Can you tell how to use AI today in the correct way? I mean, like if we are going to rank our websites, it's important to provide something new, to be specific,
Right.
to share value. So for me, generic content is not value. Any insights about that? How to do it right?
Yeah, I can understand that. First of all, that AI introduction in this all writing space is very new, so we cannot like completely depend on AI to create content. Um, I think it's also important to understand that AI and tools, we can just only use them to create difficult work that we find boring. For example, we cannot depend on them to create leader-based content or like opinionated content. These create very generic content. So my best advice to create high quality content is to rely on your experiences, rely on yourself, and use ChatGPT to create like the base structure. For example, so far I have used ChatGPT to come up with content ideas and to create base outlines. ChatGPT is wonderful in creating outlines. I have used it to like I always start my writing process with creating an outline for using ChatGPT, and then I use search and analysis and my research to further develop it. So I think we shouldn't like completely rely on ChatGPT to create a full-fledged article. I think it still needs a lot of development in that, and of course, we cannot add human emotions and personality using ChatGPT.
Yeah, interesting about outlining. And can you tell your prompts how to ask about the right outlining? Because the main problem that I can see with ChatGPT that everyone can use it today. 100 million users can generate text with AI, including to get these outlines, subheadings, call them. So, but once I found a tweet when Elon Musk asked ChatGPT very specific question, with a lot of details, interesting voice, and he got a unique answer. So it's possible to use it in the right way if you are specific as possible. If you ask the right question, it's not like, for example, right, an article how to lose weight or how to learn French. Yeah, you need to be more specific. Your tips, how you get these outlines for your text.
Yeah, right. You are right. Actually, I what I've found so far is that the more you feed ChatGPT, the better answers it create. So, for example, suppose we want to create a blog post. So we cannot just ask it to create a blog post directly. I think it works better if we tell the tool who the target audience is, what is the angle we are trying to create with the article, and what should we put in the article so that suppose we are if we are asking writing the article for to promote a product, so we should write the article in a way that it we should yeah in a way that it promotes the product also. So during my writing process, I have always included the target audience and the angle that I am going to write the article in, and also the style, like what type of content I'm trying to produce. Like, for example, my writing style is always casual. I don't include funny words, but it's a bit of humor if I could include. So I always ask GPT to include a bit of humor if that's possible.
Yeah, interesting. Uh, you know, I opened your LinkedIn profile because I
Yeah,
like opening LinkedIn profiles, and I
yeah.
found that you pay more attention to SaaS companies, B2B. Can you tell what is the main difference between B2C, B2B, especially SaaS? Because many businesses are on this place, and how to write text that will help more customers in SaaS sphere.
Okay, so B2, yeah, my main services are focused towards SaaS companies in the B2B sector. B2B basically businesses selling their products or services to other businesses. The main domain I work in is SaaS. So my experience is with working with companies that sell their products or services to another businesses. For example, I have a client, they sell their online course hosting platform to other course creators. So the main difference between B2B and B2C is this: the consumer side in the B2C are normal people, but in B2B they are other business owners. And when you talk about this, like I read some interesting stuff online, like in B2B, more than 50% of people they depend online. They search online before buying products and services. So if you see, then content marketing becomes extremely important in that case because more than half of people are relying on online content before their buying processes. So I think creating a valuable content in the SaaS sector becomes extremely important. And so, yeah, if we can relate it to GPT and AI, we cannot depend solely on these tools to create valuable content in that case.
Mhm. Uh, Ekta, I have the question about how to learn readers before creating draft copy, writing an article, any website page. Because, for example, my son, he hates
Yeah,
reading anything. So yeah, let's skip this example because he loves only playing soccer. But I found my wife and me, we have different loving books, different loving articles. So because they're different, So
yeah,
and people are different. It's not only my wife and me about people have different interests, age, sex, anything. So, can you tell how to learn readers before writing text?
yeah. So, as you said, everyone is different. But when it comes about comparing B2B and B2C buyers, there's a big difference. Like B2B buyers, they depend extremely on online content because that's the only information they have. But when we talk about B2C customers, uh, they have many sources to learn about. Like they can refer to their friends, they can ask their family members, and their buying decision does not extremely depend on online uh, content. But when it comes about B2B, they are reading blog posts, they are reading online comments, they are reading product features, they are reading comparison posts, and they are reading review posts on sites like I can't remember any site right now, but they're relying extremely on online content. um, what I can tell is how I learn about my reader is by reading Quora posts and subreddits, and these are the places where people are sharing their concerns about products and services that they don't find good or what they find good. So these places are great to find what my audience is currently thinking. And what I've also learned working with companies is that talking to the customer support team. If you have a friend there, you can really rely on them to understand what the audience is currently asking them. For example, I once asked client I'm currently working with, I once asked the customer team, like, what is the questions they are getting. So I once figured out very interesting content idea for my blog, like the audience is asking for podcasts. So I created a nice blog post on how to create a podcast to launch online courses. So yeah, I think talking to
Hmm.
people and understanding their problems, this is all help. Uh, these all things help in figuring out their problems better.
Yeah, interesting, valuable. Let's talk about bounce rate. I found, yeah, it's not only I found, it's the average data that people bounce fast. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter what kind of content, books, 5% of all books people read. Most of the context are ignored. It's the
yeah,
same with video content on YouTube. 80% of people bounce in the first 20 seconds, because they're not interested. It's the same with website content. When users open, they can skip, leave it, forget about this brand so fast. And once I spoke with Jim Edwards. He worked in Business Insider 10 years. Then the company was sold for 500 million dollars. And it's interesting that he started on this company from scratch. And he told their success depends on creating non-boring content. So they decided
yeah,
to create non-boring content. Business is boring. Business development, finance, boring. We can call marketing is boring, but they found the way how to create non-boring content. Can you tell how to do it? How to change the average data from bouncing to retaining audience longer until the end?
yeah. So yes, business is boring by the way, but we have to try ways. I think what so far has worked for me is by adding images and GIFs. I've seen a lot of creators adding GIFs and fun in the content. I'm not very great at adding jokes and all, but I try my best. And what I have found is that by adding a video in the beginning of the content piece, it really increases the average read time of the page. And all the simple stuff like adding uh, regular conversational language and ensuring the sentence flows regularly. I think it really depends. Writing really depends on formatting the article well. So if the format of your blog post is better, then half of the reading can be simplified by that. So, ensuring the blog post is formatted well and the sentences and the structure flow naturally, the reader should be interested in reading the next line. So, adding simple sentences like, you know what, and interesting, right? Cool, isn't it? All these things help.
Yeah, interesting. Uh, let's talk about SEO. For example, today, if I remember correctly, 2 billion websites that have
Yeah.
a lot of trillion pages, the endless pages, and according to Ahrefs, that was studied like a few years ago, that 91% of all websites can't get organic reach. So most websites can't because it's boring, generic, and I spoke with many webmasters who can't results, who can't get results for a long time because they create
Yeah.
the same similar content that we have today. To AI is not creative. AI is rewriting. So can you tell how to combine AI and be creative? Because for me, creativity is key. It's like let me share a story about the author Lloyd Richards wrote a book 11 years ago.
Yeah.
He couldn't sell this book for a long time. Nobody cared about this book. Then his daughter decided to post content on TikTok about this book from account with 0 followers, but the video became viral. Plus 50 million people watch this video, and today this book is bestseller on Amazon. Just
Wow,
one simple
nice.
video change anything. All
Yeah.
traction. Because and I watched this video. Of course, I was interested what kind of video. And I found it's not nice looking design, but it's creative. It's interesting to watch. I like the format. I like it provokes curiosity to take this book, to buy this book. Can you tell about creativity? If AI is not creative, how to be creative, how to provide something that others don't have?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not creative. So what I have discovered so far is that like when we talk about SEO, the only thing that matters in the ranking space is making your content unique. So you can make your content unique by making it credible and by sourcing real sources from people. For example, if we are writing a product review, we should include reviews from real people who have used the product. And we are writing about a topic that requires a lot of expertise. We should reach out to people. We should reach out to subject matter experts and ask for their opinion. If we could include a video testimonial and things like that, I think these things add more weightage to the content. And also with the new Google algorithm updates coming out, EEAT principle, if you've heard about it, E for expertise, experience, authority, and trustworthiness. The new experience principle added. I think the author's relevancy is more to add more weight to the content piece. Like if a website is releasing regular content on a particular topic, the author must have a credible experience backing the data published on the site. Uh, yeah, that also, and the author must have relevant experience and they should include relevant sites and sources. All these things add credibility to a content piece. Yeah.
Mhm. And let's talk about experience.
Yeah.
I usually count how many times you can tell some words. I lost my track when you tell about experience. And I'm interested, for example, if you have a customer who wants that you review products, and can you tell how you can do it if you have no experience with these specific products? Do you use your experience that you got during the way to write, and how you can provide your experience to write about another product that new for you?
When we are talking about product reviews, I think the best way to gain experience is by using the product first of all. So most of all tools online they offer a free trial. So my best advice is to use the product for a few days, try all the features, see how things work out, what you liked, what you didn't like, collect all the things that you liked and include that in your article. I think that's how you will be able to provide a more relevant content. And other than that, we could also source reviews from other people, like reading product reviews on, if the product is listed on this Chrome Web Store, for example, we can source reviews from people who have used it so far, and we could include that too.
Yeah,
Mm.
great, great. Ekta, let's talk about content strategy. Can you tell, for example, if you have a customer who wants to create articles for 100 topics, I see this common issue when websites create content plan with a lot of topics more than having resources, because today quality is more important than quantity. It's hard to write 100 topics. So can you tell how to choose priorities if you have a huge list of topics? All of them relate to buying persona, to unique selling proposition, but in the end we need to choose priorities considering our resources. Any insights about that?
If it's a website starting their blog recently, I would always recommend to publish a guide post first. So, for example, if the list of topics that you asked for include a lot of how-to tutorial posts, so I would always prefer publishing a few how-to posts. Then it depends on the customer reviews and the company I work with. They generally conduct regular customer interviews. So that's how we collect most of our topics. And yeah, always looking out for new trends, what the customers commented on the post, and what they responded to our email list. All these things help us find new ideas to publish on our blog.
Mhm. Uh, let's talk about how to improve writing skills. I see when, sometimes we need to write. Even,
Yeah.
for example, I can't ask writers to do all jobs. So sometimes we have own experience, but many companies have no experience with writing. When I tell them you need to create content, and I usually get reply, competition is huge, I need to pay attention to this competition to update, innovate my existing products. Anyway, can you tell your methods how to improve writing skills? For example, if you started from scratch, what will you do to improve your skills?
Okay, so if someone is starting from scratch, they should first read, read a lot of books, and whatever online content you want to replicate. Suppose if someone wants to master writing blog posts, then they should read blog posts. Whatever industry they are in, they should read the blog post in that industry. And once they start reading, they should regularly develop a habit of writing at least 500 words daily. That's exactly what I did when I started. When I was starting with publishing book reviews, I was reading a lot of them and I was writing a lot of them. So that's how developed a basic skill. So I would recommend reading and writing.
Yeah, you remind
Yeah.
me, Stephen King. He told two ways how to improve writing skills: read a lot and write a lot. That's it. Nothing
Right.
special. So,
No,
yeah,
but it works.
yeah, agree, agree. Okay, I'm interested how to add keywords to the content. Google denies you don't need to add keywords, just write for a human being. Yeah, that's okay. I think it's important to write for a human being, but Google scans text to find keywords to relate to keywords that people are looking for in the search results. So, can you tell how to do it right if we need to add keywords for a human being, but don't forget about search engines?
Yeah, I think we don't really need to include keywords in the content. Like you might have heard about it in the previous few years. We have learned that include a keyword at least 200 words uh, back to back. But that's not necessary now. We don't have to rely on keyword density anymore. I think what you really need to do is really write for a human. and use the keyword in a certain right places. For example, in the title tag of the blog post, in the URL of the article, in the first few sentences, you should include it just to let the search boards know what the content piece is about. And that's it. I think we could also include it in a subheading tag. But other than that, we don't really have to worry about including the keyword throughout the text or stuff like that, because I don't think that's relevant anymore. We should just think about writing the content piece better for humans, for the readers, because adding too many keywords can also disturb the reading frequency, and it can affect the readability a lot, which Google obviously does not want. Google wants to provide the best ever experience to their users. So
Okay, I think we lost connection for some time, but right now it's okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I can.
yeah,
Yeah, we got it back. And Ekta, let's talk about Chat GPT.
yeah.
Can you tell your loving ways how to use this tool? Because some writers can feel that AI is a competitor. For me,
Yeah,
AI it's more like helper. No, when I can use AI, for
like
example,
a writing
if
assistant.
yeah, I love writing, but I usually edit on Chat GPT. So,
Oh,
because for
nice.
me, editing is great. I can translate text on Chat GPT, but I usually don't create new content with Chat GPT because it's not nothing new, just rewriting. Uh, Tell your ways how you use Chat GPT today.
Okay, so I have been experimenting with ChatGPT a lot. So far, I have used it to, first of all, I use it to brainstorm ideas. Like, I've recently started being active on LinkedIn, so I use it to produce many content ideas. I think it's a great brainstorming tool. First of all, you can put one idea and get many content ideas based on different angles. First of all, use it for brainstorming. Then I use it to write creative hooks, like the subject headlines and blog post titles. I think it does a great job at that too. It can come up with many variations. And the third thing I do with ChatGPT is sentence generation. The writer's block, we hit it many times. There have been many instances when I cannot just get a sentence right. So I use ChatGPT to create some great sentences, and then based on that, I create uh, my sentences, my versions. So yeah, it helps me with, avoid the writer's block. And the fourth one that I have been trying to use it for is fixing a few grammar errors. Like it can pick out missing commas and missing adjectives and pronouns and stuff. So yeah, these are the four ways I've been using it so far.
Nice. Yeah. It's edited.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
edit as well. And it's interesting. I also use ChatGPT when I can't construct my thoughts. So I have some mess, but I can ask, please help me with my mess here, what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you can get
yeah.
such results. And this tool is great with writing headlines, subheadings, so
Yeah,
if you're
headlines
not
are
creative
great
on
with
the
ChatGPT. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Uh, can you tell common mistakes that people have by using Chat GPT today or any other AI tools, and how to find a much better way?
I think I cannot pick out the common mistakes because I don't know how people are using it currently. But I think the better way to use it to add more context to your question. The best feature ChatGPT has given us compared to the other AI tools is that it can work on the information you provided. So, if you want a better responses, you have to give a better context to your question. Like we said in our first few questions, like if you want a specific type of article outline written by ChatGPT, you have to tell it about the target audience, what type of style and tone you are using, For example, the more information you give, the better answer it will create for you.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. Uh, let's talk about the future. Some content creators, writers can feel that AI is threat. So possible that AI will replace all writers. Do you have this feeling that in some time your customers can tell, no way, I don't need human writing. I can do it everything with AI. So any thoughts what kind of future will be?
Yeah, I have been seeing a few examples where people are already saying that they can use AI to create content. They don't need writers. But as far as I'm concerned about people who worry about quality and providing value and really showing the emotion to their target audience, no, I don't think they would solely rely on AI to create content. Like they might use it for a few in a few segments, like talking to audience. There are some AIs that chatbots, and they would use stuff like that to come up with the pain points their audience is struggling, and creating surveys and getting responses. But I don't think they would solely rely on AI to create the entire campaigns or the entire blog content. So yeah, I
Yeah.
am not worried about it, but we cannot say for sure. Like, let's see how improved the AI gets in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, because we need to be creative. AI is not ready yet to
Yeah,
replace
yeah,
writers, but if you get this feeling, because it's only the beginning of this journey, AI journey,
right.
and I think AI will surprise a lot in the future,
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter what kind of future will be. People can adapt to this future. Because for me, AI like a tractor. When farmers got tractor, and they felt, oh, we can lose jobs because of this tractor. We can't dig anymore. But after that, they started to learn how to use tractor, how to drive, uh, and it's the same with AI. So if AI can write better than human being, then in the end we need to manage how it works. We need to set up the right commands. We need to proofread, to edit everything that we got with AI. So it doesn't matter what kind of future will be. AI will replace writers or not. We can change our directions to
right.
become editors, controllers, managers. So yeah, but that's great to have this technology that can help a lot. And
Yeah.
I have the question about SEO. Uh, what what do you think about SEO today? Because it's not like to create content and get links. Today, SEO is a complex mechanism, and I found some content creators get awesome SEO traffic, but don't know a lot about SEO. I spoke with them, and I found they care a lot about human being. And Google cares about human being as well. So if Google can feel that context is much better than existing, uh, all these algorithms concern about satisfying user intent. And today it's hard to know how SEO works. It's hard to even to get 80% of all these updates, because Google is updating 7,000 times a year. It's a lot. And can you
Yeah.
tell how to learn SEO today? For example, you like writing. That's great. For me, writing and texting is the most important element in
Yeah.
website content, and SEO can't go ahead without great writing. But anyway, we need to understand SEO as well. So tell your thoughts how to learn SEO to get great results.
Okay, so if anyone is starting SEO right now from the beginning, my best suggestion would be to start experimenting by yourself. That's exactly how I started. I started a blog and I started using SEOs, the simple SEO strategies that I learned from other bloggers into my blog. I tried them. I learned from them. So far, you can try basic strategies like changing a blog title, for example, and you cannot scale your efforts as a one person. So what really helps is getting client work. For example, once you have a website that you have produced mediocre level results only, you can showcase it to other clients to show it as your proof of work, and you can then get clients and work on improving SEO on a larger scale. And you can work with SEO teams and learn from them. You can gain their experiences and running big level SEO campaigns. I think that works better, and that's how you scale faster.
Yeah, nice, nice. And I have the final question about your SEO writing skills. Can you, for example, if we summarize all our conversation,
Yeah.
can you tell one thing that all webmasters need to do today? For example, if they can't do all your valuable insights because you share a lot of them, so you uh, lead me in the emergency room, when I need to consume all of them. But in the end, one thing that all websites need to do according to your experience.
I think one thing that all website needs to do is publish content, but do not focus on quantity. I think they should
Hmm.
focus on quality. By quality, I mean answering questions that their target audience is currently struggling with. So the best way to figure out those questions is by asking them directly. I think a one-to-one conversation with customers work the best when you figure out their struggles and their pain points by asking them directly. And you can also conduct surveys and just use all these ways to find questions that they have. I think they should not rely on keywords with high search volume. They should just try to answer questions their audience is struggling with. That's the best way to produce content, I think. And that is how they can improve their blog quality and engagement rate and keep their readers longer on their blog.
Nice, nice, great.
Yeah.
Ekta, it's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. Tell our audience the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Okay, so I am getting extremely active on LinkedIn these days, so you guys can follow me on LinkedIn. Other than that, I have a website, ektasw.com. You can find me there. I'm not posting much content there, but
Okay, guys, you can find all these links in the description below. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify. Thanks again for your time. A big pleasure. Love all your valuable
thank you.
insights.
It was
Guys, you need to follow Ekta because you can see a lot of value. And thanks, guys, for listening and watching us.